In a small Yoruba village, deep beyond the palm trees and the whispers of the spirits, there lived a girl who was never meant to live. Her name was Abeni, daughter of a blacksmith, and of a secret. But the day she walked into the river, everything changed. What happened to Abeni will remind you that no blessing comes without a price. The sun was high. Sparks flew from Ogun's forge as Abeni's father hammered steel with his bare hands. They said he forged machetes for kings and amulets for warriors. But Abeni was drawn not to the fire, but to the river. Every morning she left home with her calabash, fetching water for the elders. But she didn't go to any ordinary river. She went to Oshun's river. She always left offerings, cowries, honey, and yellow flowers. One morning, Abeni heard someone whisper her name. "Abeni, why do you bring me gifts?" The water rippled, and out stepped a glowing woman dressed in gold, her hair braided with light. It was Oshun, goddess of sweetness, love, and the river's flow. "Because you are kind," Abeni whispered, "and because my father's heart has turned to iron." Oshun smiled sadly. "Kindness can be dangerous, my child. Go home before the moon wakes." That night, Abeni's father had visitors, men from the next town bearing machetes. "Ogun's son has died in battle," they said. "The gods demand a sacrifice. A pure soul from Ogun's line." Abeni froze. There was no son, only her. Her father cried, then turned to the forge. His hands trembled. "Forgive me, my child. The gods have spoken." Abeni ran through the forest, barefoot, her breath catching between sobs. She ran until she reached Oshun's river. "Mother Oshun," she cried, "hide me." The river grew still. Then it opened. Abeni stepped into the water and vanished beneath the golden waves. For 3 days, Ogun searched. He called her name until his voice broke, but the river gave no answer. On the 4th day, the water turned red. Oshun appeared before Ogun in a shimmer of gold and tears. "Your rage took your child," she said softly. "Now you will forge weapons for spirits until you learn to shape peace." She lifted her hand, and Ogun felt fire crawl into his veins. His forge turned to flame, and he disappeared, leaving behind a hammer, glowing white hot. That hammer was never found, but villagers say on stormy nights you can still hear metal striking metal from deep beneath the river, and a girl's voice humming softly like a lullaby made of sorrow. Years passed. The river changed course. A new village grew nearby. One day, a young boy came to fetch water. His reflection shimmered strangely. It smiled back before he did. "Who are you?" he whispered. "Abeni," said the reflection. "Daughter of the forge. Sister of the river." The boy ran, shouting about a spirit beneath the water. That night, elders came with offerings, honey, gold, drums. They danced and called to Oshun. But it wasn't Oshun who came. It was Abeni, glowing, her skin like bronze and light, her eyes carrying the pain of both worlds. "Tell my father," she said, "that his daughter now guards the river he once feared." Then the water swallowed her whole again and silence fell. The next morning, the villagers built a small shrine beside the riverbank. They named it Ita Abeni, the Daughter's Crossing. Travelers who came there always felt peace, and mothers who prayed for daughters brought yellow flowers. But every year, on the day of her death, the river turns gold at sunrise for just 1 minute. They say that's Oshun's way of reminding the world that love and sacrifice are two sides of the same mirror, and that sometimes even gods weep for the kindness of mortals. This is the story of Abeni, daughter of the forge, blessed by Oshun, claimed by destiny, remembered by the river.